How you doing, everyone? Welcome along to another video. So exciting times. Rennsport, literally, well, I'm not sure when this video is going to come out. It's only going to be a few hours after the news. The release date is out for console. The pre-order is there as well for console. I'm sure I've gone over the actual costs of them, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure because of doing videos on Project Motor Racing, doing videos on Rennsport, so I could have been mistaken with price, but we're going to go through that quickly as well. We're also going to show you the new trailer they've got out for the launch, and then, like I said, we're just going to go through it. I'm going to give my thoughts quickly, and obviously, yeah, the date it's going to be released at. So here's the trailer. So what do you reckon? Look pretty good. Yeah, I thought. But that says I'm in a sort of a better position than, say, just the console racers. I have it on PC. I've had it for a while. Obviously in the beta, or the beta, and yeah, very early access and everything else. So let's get into quickly. As I said, I don't really want to make this into a long video. Let's get into the pricing. So the base price for the Xbox edition is $49.99. Obviously, you can go to their website. You can have a look at what you get. Obviously, you get a few cars, a few tracks, I think. Then there's the deluxe edition, which is $64.99. As you can see on the screen, you get, obviously, the Nordschleife is one of the big things you get with the deluxe edition as well. Going to the PlayStation, and it's exactly the same. Obviously, the way they've sort of laid this out, it looks better. The deluxe edition, you've got a lot more. Obviously, that 72-hour early unlock, which I presume was 3 days prior to when it's supposed to be releasing, which we'll get into that in a minute. You also get, well, their equivalent of cash to spend in the game, 1,100 Ren, they've called it, as you can see. So yeah, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's, obviously, yeah, as I said, not going to mess around. As I said, pre-orders are open, and the date is the 13th of November. So from my perspective, they're going to get it released before Project Motor Racing. I think that was always key for Rennsport. I always felt, from my perspective, that they were going to try and do this to be the first up to date, or the first newer sim title to console. We only have a set of Corsair competition only, which has been out for a good few years now, and we haven't got another sort of dedicated sim title. So they will be the first of the sort of new, well, would you say new style? Not really. It's, most sim sort of titles are the same. But as a rival, I suppose they're looking at it for, or to ACC. Will it be a rival? from my well, I suppose I'm not going to beat around the bush. To be fair, I don't think it will be. I still think they've got a lot of work to do. Hopefully, the actual release version is improved a lot more over the beta version, say, that I've got on PC. I hope that they've done a lot to the release version over that beta version, that I'm, say, surprised, which is not a bad thing, to be fair. It's always going to be good. It's always going to be good for healthy competition between titles. As I said, we've got Project Motor Racing coming out then, 12 days after Rennsport comes out. As I said, will I buy Rennsport when it releases? No, not at that price. I obviously don't know 100% yet the PC prices, so I could maybe buy it on PC because it is cross-platform, like I've done with Project Motor Racing. It's just cheaper on PC for me. I'm not paying £50 basically for the base version, where, okay, I've got a step up almost to Project Motor Racing because I've been on Rennsport. I've got it on my computer. I've drove it. I've as I said, this is why I'm hoping that they've updated or progressed the version that's out at the minute for the masses on PC, for console when it does get released. I personally think, again, and I'll stand by this. I've always stood by this on all the videos I've made where I've mentioned about the release and obviously money side in it and everything else. And I do still think it's a bit of a cash grab. Obviously, I'm not going to bash them too much for it. It's everyone that has to make money. A company has to make a profit. So obviously, you're going to try and get it out before the competition. It's as simple as that. It's yeah. We used to get it with the Forzas and stuff like that, I think, and COD used to always come out in sort of November, or there was always a sort of power shift between sort of different big titles that come out, and it was always, you'd always try and see that they would try and get out a certain title quicker than, say, the other, if they're supposedly coming out round about the same time, just to try and sort of hoover up almost the gamers that want a new title, and they're going to go and sort of purchase the first one that comes out. Obviously, the beauty with the internet now, reviews and everything else, we've got a clearer picture, because I think gone are the days of a sort of playable demo or stuff like that. Yes, you have the beta versions and everything else, but they are raw. They need a lot of work as soon as they come out. So, as I said, for me, I'm not going to be buying this. I may do in the end. I may buy it on PC if it's cheap enough. I mean, I bought the code for Project Motor Racing, and it cost me, I think it was like £25, which is just ridiculous. At the end of the day, it's not a problem. If the newer version or the release of Rennsport is, I can get it for £25 on PC, then I think I'll buy it, because I've bought 2 different new sim titles for the same price of buying one on console. So that just sort of, yeah, that's pretty bad, really, for the console. I know, obviously, sort of, you look at it, Microsoft have got to take their pound of flesh, the same with Sony, for it to be on their platform, I presume, and that's, I presume, why the prices are so inflated on console to PC. But as I said, it's just a quick video. Release date 13th of November. Not sure the time, whether it'll be sort of midnight, click over to the 13th or not. I don't know. Definitely go and check the website out. And yeah, again, let me know. Will you consider buying it? Will you buy it? Will you be especially on console, an early adopter, because it's not been released on console yet or ever, like it was on PC with the early access, the beta versions and stuff. So yeah, definitely interesting to hear your thoughts. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.